Good afternoon, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for Friday, August the 22, 2025. And in the news this afternoon, Kingston man charged with the murder of his relative. A Kingston man has been charged with the murder of one of his relatives following a dispute. He is 29-year-old Daniel Powell of Old Hope Road, Kingston 6. He is accused of killing 44-year-old Peter Lindsay, otherwise called Gregory, of Standoff District, Kingston 6 on July 15. The Halfway Tree police say both men had been in a long-standing feud, and during an argument between them, Powell reportedly retrieved a firearm and opened the gunfire at Lindsay. When the shooting subsided, Lindsay was seen nursing gunshot wounds. He was transported to hospital, where he was pronounced dead. On Tuesday, August 19, Powell turned himself into the police in the company of his attorney. He was then charged after a warrant was executed on him. His court date is being finalized. Teen missing after attending health fair. 14-year-old Omari Watson disappeared without a trace on August 14, and his loved ones are worried sick. The teenager's sister Aikiba Clark said she is pleading for his safe return. "We don't know where he is, and we just want him to be back home safely, where he belongs. Our grandmother is worried and her blood pressure is elevated since he is missing. She has not been able to sleep and we're all just worried and we want him home," she said. Omari, a student of Waterford High School in Portmore, St. Catherine, was last seen wearing a blue and white top long-sleeved plaid shirt paired with jeans pants and black and gray slippers. Clark said her brother was last seen at a health fair near their home in Independence City in the municipality. "Our grandmother had sent him to get a checkup and a medical about 8:30 a.m. She told him to wait until she come. He was there waiting but come back and told grandmom that the doctor said they could not attend to him unless she was present. At the time, she was in the shower and asked him to go back to get a number until she get there. But when she went there, he wasn't there. She asked the doctors and who else she could ask, but they didn't see him. In the evening, we called his father, but he said Omari wasn't by his house either," Clark said. A missing persons report was filed at the Caymanas police station the following day. Clark described her little brother as quiet and reserved, adding that he is not the runaway man charged after alleged standoff with the cops. 32-year-old Romaine Muir of Bray Street, Dunkirk, Kingston 16, was charged with several offenses following an incident on Graham Street, Dunkirk, Kingston 16 on July 26. He was charged with assault at common law, possession of prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, carrying firearm and ammunition in a public place without authorization, and shooting with intent. Reports indicated that at 10:50 p.m., a team of police from the Special Operations Division was conducting a targeted raid in the area. On reaching the intersection of Graham and Bray Streets, the team observed Muir and another man seated at the side of the road. Upon seeing the police vehicle, Muir immediately fled along Graham Street. The team pursued him and he ran behind a stall and pointed a handgun in their direction. He was instructed to drop the firearm but failed to comply. In response, one of the lawmen discharged a round, hitting Muir. A Taurus 9mm pistol fitted with a magazine containing 12 9mm rounds was seized. He was then taken to hospital for treatment and later charged. His court date is being finalized. Body believed to be that of missing Vincentian woman found. The Manchester police are investigating the discovery of skeletal remains suspected to be that of a woman from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Chrysanta Brown, a 29-year-old entrepreneur, has not been seen since October 2024. Reports are that about 12:05 p.m. on Thursday, the police were alerted to a scene in Old England, Epping Forest, Manchester. Upon arrival of a police party, the remains were observed in a one-room structure. The scene was processed and the remains removed for post-mortem examination. The Mandeville Criminal Investigations Branch is probing the matter. Derailed UC Russell rail cars cleared. The National Environment and Planning Agency says the derailed UC Russell rail cars have been successfully removed from the Bogwalk area with minimal impact to the natural environment. The UC Russell train, which was transporting alumna from Yorktown Works to Port Escoville, derailed on August 9 with 3 of its hopper cars tumbling over an embankment. NEPA says the incident resulted in only one minimal spillage of the alumna, and based on its assessment, this was confined to the base of the embankment. NEPA says it also observed that the Rio Cobre was not contaminated, nor was the spilled material hazardous, and there was no fish killed. The agency monitored the cleanup operation by UC Russell and says it is satisfied that this was done in a manner that preserved the area's natural environment. UC Russell has said its investigative team is probing the cause of the derailment, but no completion date has been set. Mining Minister Floyd Green has also directed the Jamaica Bauxite Institute and the Mining Division to conduct a joint probe to determine the causes and recommend safety improvements. Residents living near the crash site has expressed a concern about the maintenance of the track. Principals Group says announcement of notable decline in teacher resignations are premature. President of the Jamaica Association of Principals and Vice Principals, Jennifer Williams, says the Education Ministry's recent announcement of a significant decline in teacher resignations of this year is premature. Permanent Secretary in the Education Ministry, Dr. Kassan Troop, made the announcement last Friday during the press conference for the 2025 Caribbean Examination Council results. However, Ms. Williams noted that most resignation letters are usually submitted in the last week of August for various reasons.
Usually, we would see the resignation letters coming in at the end of August, as in the last. So that will be more next week, because persons are still finalizing with the schools that they are going to overseas, or with whichever company they are going to overseas. They are finalizing with the embassies, they are finalizing with the schools. It would be good to have the government making very good offerings for persons who enter the teachers' colleges, so that we will have more teachers. And when I say making the offerings attractive, giving scholarships, probably paying 50% of the tuition, so that they would want to become teachers, and then we will have more persons entering that field.
Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.